Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an updated natural makeup tutorial routine. Every time I wear this look, minus the lip because this is a fall edition, I always get asked, can you please film this tutorial? Can you please film what you're wearing? What are you wearing? What are the lashes? Like, it's always a what are you doing, what are you wearing? So today I decided to do an updated routine. I have done this routine and I think I did it a few years ago, and I've definitely changed some things since then. For example, my brows are definitely super different. My routine is a little bit different, and then I just added a bold lip. I usually will always go for a nude lip. That's just what I like and what I feel comfortable with. But today, because I wanted to do a fall edition inspired lip color, I decided to go with something a little bit more bold. So I hope you guys enjoy this updated routine. Definitely let me know if you like me in this more like soft glam, or if you like me with like my crazy bold eye makeup. Let me know in the comment section down below. And with that said, you already know, grab your cafecito, grab your blanket, get comfy, get cozy, and let's start with today's tutorial. My favorite product has to be the City Colors Be Bold Brow Soap. I love this. So I only take a little bit, and then I will brush my brows in the shape that I want them. And then with the back of the brush, kind of just like lay them flat. And look at a difference. Look at the difference it makes. And then for my brows, I'm going to use my Benefit Browsing's Pro Palette in medium deep. As you can see, I use this all the time. This is like my absolute favorite go-to product, and I love it because it makes my brows look very natural. So what I like to do is I like to start off at the end because this is where I'm missing the most hair, and I like to combine both of these colors. So I just go back and forth, like dipping my brush back and forth. Once I have the outline of my tail, I will go in with my Glossier little brow flick, and then I will just create some brow hairs. And then I will just go throughout the brows and see where it needs some love, if you will, and just apply a little bit of faux hairs in there. And there is one eyebrow. I will go back and fill in more brow hairs, but I will do that after the foundation and I've done my powder. So let's fill in this side. So next up is to clean up underneath the brows. This is my absolute favorite. It is the e.l.f. Doesn't even have a name anymore, but it's their like brightening pen. I'm pretty sure this is in the shade medium. Yeah, I like this one because it doesn't make it too obvious that I'm carving underneath the brows. It just cleans them up, and because it is a little bit close to the color of my skin, it just doesn't make it look too bright or stand out, if that makes sense. And it's flat, so I do like to pinch it when I take out the product, and it just fits perfectly under here. It kind of works like a brush, like a 2-in-1, and I don't go too heavy-handed with the product, so I do apply a little bit on the back of my hand. Again, clean it up. All I'm going to do now is take my brush and just bring this down. Take it in here in case I need to clean up anything. Now for the primer, I know this might be like a little extra, but I promise you I always do this and it works so amazing. I like to double prime, so I'm going to take the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. And I recently discovered this. It is the Putty Primer Applicator. This stuff is amazing. Like, it works really well with the application of any putty primer or any primer in general, because I feel like sometimes your hands can get in the way of having a flawless application. I'm just going to buff that into my T-zone because that is where I have oily, like the oiliness, and I have large pores. And then I like to go in with a different primer, and it really depends on the season, on my skin, and the look that I want to go for. Because my skin is a little bit on the dry side right now, I'm going to take the Fenty Beauty Soft Silk Pro Filter. This one is really, really nice. It's nice and silky, and it's not like too hydrating where it's going to make you oily if you are oily. It's just going to give a soft filter-like effect to the skin, and it doesn't feel too much like a primer. Next step for me is an absolute must-have because I get really bad under eye or darkness underneath the eyes. My sleeping schedule is really bad, and last night I could not sleep, so I do always correct underneath the eyes, because if you don't color correct and you have darkness, oops, I got a little too much, you will see that gray cast underneath your concealer. My absolute favorite one is this one by Fenty Beauty. It's the Peach Bright Fix. I love that so much. It's such a good lightweight corrector. So I just like to push that into the skin, and then I bring it up along here since I do have darkness. And look at what a difference it makes. Do you guys see? Like right here it's dark, and then here it's like nice and bright. Honestly, on Sundays when I go to church, most of the times if I'm just not in the mood, I will just do my eyebrows. My eyebrows are a must, and then I will just grab this corrector, correct underneath the eyes, and I just let it be. I make sure I have my skin nice and moisturized, and that's how I go to church. When I know my skin is not doing good and I just know it's like a bad skin day, bad skin time, whatever you want to call it, the #1 foundation that I always go to, I always gravitate toward this foundation, and it's just my favorite. Like at this point, it's my #1 favorite, and this is the second time I've bought it. It is the Too Faced Born This Way, medium to full coverage. Oh my gosh. Warm beige is my shade, in case you guys want to know, but this foundation, you guys, seriously, is just, I don't know what they add in this, but it makes my skin look so good. I have zero complaints about this foundation. I kind of like to do this just in fast motion. That way I don't focus on one certain area of my face too much, since this is more like my natural everyday makeup. I don't have to worry about it. So for my concealer, my favorite one has been the Anastasia #8 Magic Touch Concealer. This one is really creamy, really full coverage, and it just really provides that extra oomph that I like to go for. And I know this seems like a lot, but honestly, I just dip my concealer wand once, and that's it. Like I don't double dip, nothing, and that's all I need. I just apply it underneath, and then I drag it down here. So as you can see, like this concealer is so thick and creamy that you only need a little bit really, and this is like perfect. I do like to blend this out first with my brush, and then I go over it with my beauty sponge. So I'm going to tap this in just because it really gives you that extra full coverage. My under eyes are so sensitive right now because my skin is like crazy dry. I don't know, it might have been something that I tried out that just really dried out my skin. I am going to go in with a cream bronzer. This one has been my absolute favorite from Anastasia. It is the Golden Tan Cream Bronzer, and I'm just going to stipple this right back here just to give the skin a little warmth and add dimension onto the cheekbones. Then I also take some to the jaw to define it. I go back with my sponge and just tap out the bronzer. And then I'm going to go in with a cream blush by e.l.f. This one is in Turks and Caicos. Of course, we need to set everything, and whenever my skin, it just feels like it's too dry and I don't want to make it even more dry with baking, I used the Haley's Retouch powder. This one is so soft on the skin and it gives you that nice blurred look without over drying, without making you cakey. Now we're gonna set the blush and the bronzer in place, of course. My favorite bronzer right now has to be the one by Juvias Place. This is the Bronzed by Juvias in this shade medium. And I like to take this color right here and I'll just tap it into the forehead just very lightly, and then I'll go into the cheeks and again tap it because this brush is so large. This is a Refer brush number 22. I feel like it kind of does the job for me, just like that. And then because this is such a soft makeup look, I like to apply a little bit of my bronzer onto the lid. So I'm going to take the top shade and I just pack it onto the lid. I had to take a quick little Chick-fil-A break because I was starving. I had not ate all day, so off camera I just kind of contoured my nose. I do have an in-depth video that is pretty old, but it's like probably one of my most viewed videos. It's kind of sad. But I think I left off with applying the bronzer to the lids, and I just like to do this to just kind of give a little bit of dimension to the eyes so they don't look just so bland. And with that same brush that I use, I bring it down to the sides of my nose to like give it a little contour. And then I like to bake with this one. As you can see, it is super low. It is the KKW number 3 brightening. This is such a good brightening powder. Now for the blush, I'm going to take one of my absolute favorites by the brand's Metamorphosis. This one is called You're a Cutie, and it's very similar in tone to the e.l.f. one. And I'm just going to apply my blush, and I'm not gonna go heavy-handed this time, even though this might seem like a lot, but I usually will go back and like reapply more. When I'm editing my footage, sometimes I'm like, why did I have to go back twice? Like, I had enough blush. And I'm pretty sure you guys are like, yeah, girl, you're a little heavy-handed with your application, but oops, what do you do? Also, I'm going to take a little bit of that and then like take it to the tip of my nose. Like, just right there. Just to add a little cuteness, if you will. For my highlight, I'm going to use this one that I don't think I've used it on camera with you guys, but this one is so good, by the brand Nabla. It is their Skin Glazing Amnesia highlighter. It is so pretty. It's so blinding and it makes your skin look wet and it's just perfect. It's so pretty. It has the perfect undertone. I bought this during the 21 Days of Beauty from Ulta, and I did not regret my purchase. And it's funny because I had been eyeing this product. I had it in my cart for, I don't know, a few months, and I was like, I don't need it, and I just never bought it. And then when I saw it on sale at Ulta, I was like, now is the time. So I bought it. I also like to hit the tops of my brows just to balance out the face, and then I'll bring some to my chin to kind of make it seem like my chin is a little bit like forward, because I do have such a round face. Like, I don't have a strong jaw, strong chin. So now I am moving on to pretty much the last step, which is mascara and then falsies, which is not really the last step, but the last step as far as like routine goes ish. So I do apply just a little bit of mascara because I do go in with falsies, and I just don't feel the need to really go in with like a thick layer of mascara if it's just going to be covered up by falsies. So these are the lashes that I've been using non-stop. These are 672 by Salon Perfect. These are so beautiful. tell me these lashes don't look bomb. I did add a tiny bit of brown to the lash line just to kind of like diffuse it, and all I do is either use a palette or whatever I have on hand, and I have my eyebrow palette, so that's what I use. Now for the lash line, I always like to go in with a white. I know this can be like a little scary because it's white, but use a cream color like a nude, and that looks really pretty too. I just like this because it really opens up my eyes and it just makes a difference on the way the eyes look. It's so creamy and pigmented, and it's pretty long wearing. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of the face. Like, what do you guys think? Honestly, I love this everyday soft natural makeup. I know it's probably not natural for you, but since this is a fall edition makeup tutorial, I am going to use a fall lip color. I'm going to line my lips with the Hot Cocoa lip liner by Italia. And then for the rest of the lips, I'm going to fill them in with the NYX Powder Puff Lippy. This is in the shade Moody. These are some of my favorites, like lipsticks from NYX, and I mean I have a lot, but these, or the formula on this, it's so nice. They have that like powder finish, and they just make your lips look so plump. Plump, not plum. Oh, that is such a pretty color. And of course, I like to set the skin to ensure that it lasts all day long. And one of my favorite setting sprays is the Professional Super Setter. It's super long wearing, and it just really does extend the wear of your makeup. So that is the end of today's video. Here is my updated go-to natural makeup routine fall edition. I love this tutorial. I think it's very basic, but it's still so put together. Like the lips, they make such a statement, and then the lashes just really open up your eyes. So I love this. I hope you guys try it out. I always get asked what I'm wearing when I wear this. So here it is. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. Stay safe, stay blessed, and until next time, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!